In the middle of the 19th century, baseball's emergence coincided perfectly with growing health concerns. Crowded urban residents were failing to get fresh air and exercise. All baseball needed was a champion for its cause, someone who could proclaim its virtues of exercise, fresh air, teamwork, and character building. Henry Chadwick became that spokesperson.
Dad, tell me a bedtime story. Please, please?
Well, Ben, let me think. What do we have here? Here's a good story. Once upon a time there was an English reporter. He had grave concern for New York City's disorder. One day upon leaving the cricket field, he saw a group of men, ball and bat they did wield.
Daddy, what's cricket? Don't they chirp at night?
Ben, that's a very smart guess. However, there's also an English game which came to America called cricket. Many Englishmen tried to establish it as our national game, but it required a large playing field and often took more than one day to complete a game. And besides, it came from England. Many people turned up their noses at anything that snooty Englishmen brought to America. They wanted a game they could call their very own.
Hallelujah!
Let's continue. A game called rounders, as an English child Henry did play. Now, eliminating soaking, men had changed the game into a new American way. Fascinated, Henry stood and watched these grown-ups play. Suddenly he thought, this game could become the American way. So Henry began to devise a plan, tell the baseball story until each and every one had become a fan. Henry wrote each day for a paper called the Eagle. He began to track baseball's scent like the nose of a beagle. Henry was a large man and walked with a limp, but nothing could stop him from becoming baseball's biggest pimp.
What's a pimp?
Wow, Ben, that's a tough one to explain. You know how your Uncle Ned is always bragging about his new car?
His Kia?
Yes, his Kia. Well, when you are always telling others your opinion about something, you are said to be pimping for it. Just as today, newspaper people are supposed to tell us just the facts and let us decide for ourselves what we think about them. But no, they can't resist leaving out many of the facts and pimp their own opinion. In fact, the pimping of Mr. Chadwick's day has evolved into many of our current professions. Sales pimps, reporter pimps, political correctness pimps, global warming pimps, Las Vegas pimps, and Wall Street pimps. The list is endless. Today we often call them reps or lobbyists. But there's one area which has remained the same to this very day. Pimping is always displayed in its finest form during an election year.
I don't understand. I thought Mr. Chadwick was a good man. Was he bad?
Not at all, Ben. You see, baseball is so important to our way of life that back in the days of Chadwick, it was crucial that we have a first-class pimp in order to give baseball a chance to become our national pastime. Without pimping for baseball, we might still be clad in lily-white cricket uniforms, sipping tea on the sideline and talking about pickets. Baseball is the only activity which has a moral dispensation giving it the right to have pimps. The Church of Baseball has millions of pimps today. For convenience, we call them fans. In the Church of Baseball's missionary outreach program, we constantly welcome thousands of more believers each and every day. We want our members to be pimps for baseball.
Oh, I get it.
Now, we must finish the story. It's getting very late. Henry studied baseball down to its very core. He soon came up with a better way to tell the story. He invented the box score. You could now track each player's turn at bat, as Henry invented a system of individual stats. When autumn leaves begin to fall, ballparks are closing, leaving only the mall. The baseball season ends and we feel blue, but hope springs eternal as we open the flue. 'Tis the time to debate each move, plotting the ways our team can improve. We fill the stove and light the fire, embers renewing the warmth of our desire. Wait till next year is our cheer, as we sit around the hot stove with a nice cold beer, raising our mugs with a mighty cheer that Mr. Chadwick could still be here. The Hot Stove League, baseball's winter coat, he was the pioneer, and for that we hold him dear.
Mr. Chadwick is my hero.
You know what, Ben? He's mine too. Good night, son.
Good night.
Are you aware of the Twisted Mind contest? With a weekly $100 and a one-time $2,500 grand prize winner, each clue is found in an episode of Ben Boy's Bedtime Stories. The next bedtime story is Monday, 2 weeks from tonight, entitled Women in Baseball, an eye-opening peek into the role women played in early baseball history, revealed to you as only the ever so slightly twisted mind of Pastor Paul could reveal. Our products page at churchofbaseball.com has added Pastor Paul's Twisted Mind t-shirt to join all of the other fun merchandise displayed. A script of tonight's episode, Hot Stove League, is posted. The answer and winner of this week's Twisted Mind contest will be announced when received. And for now,
may your home be a happy base.